Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to play with knives, ceramic knives. Stay tuned. So I guess knives is a bit of a misnomer, but that's what they're typically called. You may have seen like a Noga ceramic knife, and those are extremely expensive. I have one at home and I only have one because of the price. They last forever though, the edges stay sharp, kind of like a skate blade, where the side edge here of the skate blade, you could basically shave your nail off of it, but you're not going to cut yourself anywhere on it. And they stay sharp forever because they are made of ceramic. The blade material is not metal in any form. The handles just pop apart, slide up, and pop into two pieces, and then the blades can slide in and out if you need to replace a blade for some reason. They are, as I said, very resilient. They stay sharp, but if you drop them, they will shatter. So that's nice that there's an easy blade replacement and you don't have to buy an entirely new knife necessarily. And unlike my Noga, these come in 6 different shapes and sizes. So this one here has a flat edge on the front and has a pretty tight bend curve here, and of course another flat edge here. All those flat edges are sharpened. There's another one with just flat edges all around, which could be useful if you needed to get in somewhere and scrape off some plastic, and I'll demonstrate how this all works in a second. Another one with a little bit of a curved profile here, a couple flat edges, and a really tight bend at the top. This one has 2 90-degree kind of slits in it, which is perfect for lining it up right on the corner to get a nice sharp 90 on there. A more sweeping bend, this would be a concave bend and then a convex bend on the top here. And then just your kind of standard chisel, like a normal knife would be shaped. So you can choose whichever one kind of suits what you're trying to accomplish at the time. Over here, I have a bunch of different materials, some PLA, some carbon fiber ABS, some carbon fiber PETG, some more PLA, this is neat PLA. And then I have 2 of our polycarbonates. These are just brackets for a BL Touch that I'll be using for another video. And then some more PETG, just without the carbon fiber. So these little brackets, because they have such small surface area, I used a bit of a brim, and I am printing with polycarbonate, so I want to make sure it doesn't warp or anything. It doesn't have quite as a tendency to warp as ABS does. But when you peel off this brim, you'll usually be ending up with a bit of a sharp edge at the edge of the print. This can also happen if you're having a little bit of elephant foot. Maybe you've printed with the bed too hot and it's kind of expanded out at the bottom. And I think I wasn't even able to recreate that with the PLA. But I have this sharp edge now, and to clean up this edge, you could use a normal hobby knife, or maybe you have an X-Acto knife. But you'll usually end up with kind of a jagged finish. Also, you risk cutting yourself, as I'm sure none of us have ever done. So in this case, I'll use a ceramic replacement. The way that I find these work best is if you place it on a 45 and you're going to drag it towards you. So you're angling it 45 degrees back towards you and you're going to pull backwards towards you. And like I said, you don't have to worry about cutting yourself. So I'll place it on this sharp corner here and pull back. And it's just shaving off, I don't even know if you can see it. It's just shaving off tiny amounts of plastic with each pass. So just keep like a consistent pressure on there and slightly vary the angle just to pull off the burr. This is actually called deburring. Many people will call it deburring. And go around the rest of the print and pull off all of that sharp edge until you have a nice smooth finish. And if you wanted to, you could get one of the rounded knives and kind of put a bit of a profile onto that. Usually if I'm designing something, I would put a bit of a fillet or a bevel on the sharp corners just to kind of make it a more polished look. But when something is printing like that on the bed and you're really worried about bed adhesion, having that fillet at the bottom curve those edges up, I find just increases your chance of warping if you're using a kind of a warpy material, maybe it's ABS or something. So if I wanted to still have that kind of curved edge, maybe I wouldn't use this one. I could take something like this guy and take the inside of this curve here and run that on the same edge, which will put a little bit of a curve to it. Now, if we had an even sharper curve than this one, we could put an even sharper curve on it. Likewise, if we've got the 40 or the 90 degree knife here, we can run that right along the bottom edge of this. Peel off that material, and then we end up with a very, very nice finish. This one does have a bit of a sharp edge here where it was contacting the bed. And this one takes a little bit of practice. Because it is exactly 90, if this angle is exactly 90, you can end up marring this side of the finish and the bottom side here. So maybe I'll demonstrate that a little bit. Doesn't show up that fantastic on black. Let's try again. There. So right along here, there's now a gray line where I shaved off some material. If you happen to do that, and it's not too bad, it's more of just a discoloration, you could take a lighter real quickly to it, and it should go back to kind of the same glossy color as the base material was. And on carbon fiber ABS, this also works fantastic. This ABS machines extremely nicely. And it's even more controllable, I find, than the polycarbonate is as far as how much you shave off with such little pressure. And you would likely want to flip this around and go the opposite direction as well, because you tend to not start off the object, you start a little bit in, so that edge might not be getting the same kind of treatment as this one is. So flipping it around and doing the same thing the opposite direction would be great. But these are fantastic, and I don't have to worry about kind of cutting myself, as I've mentioned a couple times. The other thing that I find that these are pretty good for is, in this case, I was printing, so this is PETG, nope, this is carbon fiber ABS. I was printing 4 of these on the bed at a time, and when the nozzle was traveling between them, it left these kind of little rough bumps right here. And I can use any one of these flat ones, maybe we'll just demonstrate with this one, that's fine, to just place on the surface and scratch those little bumps right off, ending up, without even marring the finish much, to get those completely off the print. Now ideally, you would want to keep any stringing or drooling between your prints to a minimum so that this doesn't happen. In this case, I wasn't too worried about a picture-perfect part. And then, since I've taken those off, they are lighter in color again, like I mentioned. A quick pass with a lighter or a heat gun or any other kind of controllable heat source would make those disappear. The PETG, much like the ABS, shaves really nicely, as long as you don't slip like that. It's very controllable, and in this case doesn't actually change color all that much. This particular one is pretty consistent. Now obviously I'm overdoing it to try to demonstrate here, but you would just want enough to take off any of that sharp edge, especially if there was a brim used there. So PETG, that acts the same way as the carbon fiber does. That was PLA, polycarbonate, and then this is just something a little brighter. Maybe I'll take, this one doesn't really have anything that needs to be taken off. Even in here, this was printed like this. So there is a little bit of drooping underneath here that I would need to take off. And I could use whichever one of these seems to fit in there best to kind of knock those sharp edges off. There we go. Much better. And it's pretty much a 90, so I'll use the 90 tool on here again. And that's really all it takes to take that sharp edge off the corner there. You don't really have to overdo it, but I mean, if you had something that was not quite to size and you needed to just shave a little bit off it to make it fit, rather than trying to hack at it with an X-Acto knife or something, you could just shave until it fit the part perfectly. If you were prototyping something, instead of having to redesign and print it again, you just kind of make what you have work. So another thing that I like about these is, and I mentioned it early on, is how easy it is to change the blades if something does happen to it. The 2 pieces of the clamshell that make up the handle just slide opposite one another, and then the blades can come out and be changed. The thing to make sure is that the blade is slid down into the knife handle far enough. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit wobbly. So if I have it out here, there's actually not even any tension. It's just going to fall right out. But as you slide it in, it gets slightly narrower. And then the blade will be completely secure and have no play whatsoever. And I like to hold it right up at the top with my thumb on this piece, just to kind of make sure I'm applying pressure right near the blade or on the blade itself, because as I said, there's no no risk of getting cut or anything. I've made quite a mess here. Hopefully you found that useful. Remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we upload more content like the ceramic knives. Thanks for watching.